YouTube Live has changed a lot since I last used it. Probably should have gone to StreamYard. I don't see a chat. And the one person who was here has already left, so I don't even know if this microphone is picking me up. Unfortunately, I left without my headphones, so I'm not sure if you can hear me. And I can't see anything you might type. Let me see if I can find that. Yeah, I see that two of you are here. No idea if you can hear me. And let's do this. I will set up my laptop. And check it out. Amateurs, am I right? A little bit of glare this morning. Oh, wow, 20 people. Well, I see the lives out there. All right, I pulled up the chat on my laptop. Sorry about the angle. It's a little impromptu. Okay, can you hear me? Those of you in the chat, anyone able to answer? Not sure if you're hearing me. I had planned on bringing a microphone and left it at home. Was trying to rush here. Had to be on campus for something else first. I would imagine my phone's using the microphone. Looking at, oh, it was. Looks like I just muted it, so maybe you can hear me now. Thank you, Hannah Patterson. If you can hear me. Still looking for confirmation that I'm being heard. Do this. Not sure if that will give me some feedback. Yeah, I did mute to see if the audio was working or not. So maybe it is. Okay, so you can't hear me? I'm still trying to position this phone as a camera. I saw that it was picking up the bottom of the, that's interesting. Looking at the view that you all are seeing, trying to get this lined up a little bit better for you. A little rocky, sorry about that. All right, so I shouldn't be muted. You should be able to hear me. I'm just working in the room a little bit today, and I wanted to do a few things with this tank. So first of all, let me just say hi to everyone who's here. Thank you for coming out. I see Fish Fam Link in the chat. Thank you for coming out, and hopefully everyone's supporting Fish Fam Link. Great resource. My channel's been around for a while, but I've not been active on it. A little over a year ago, I accepted a position as a teacher at a school, and so I had my first year teaching, which took up all of my free time and left very little time for my hobby. However, when going into my second year, they asked me if I would consider moving grades, so I ended up with a second first year. And because of that, I'm still been very, very busy. And all of my tanks at home, the 75 gallon, 25 gallon, the 20, the 10, they're all pretty rough shape, not worth showing. May do some things soon. I'm hoping over spring break, which I have coming up in a couple of weeks, I'm hoping to do a few things with that tank. Sorry if the audio is not great. I forgot my microphone and my apparently my headphones, which I could use as a backup. So we're using the speakerphone and just trying to work and show some stuff what's going on in my hobby. But since I wasn't able to really spend much time at home with the tanks, and I'm here all the time, I thought it would be great to set up a tank. Wasn't given the okay for a large tank yet, but they were okay, they were good with me setting up this small shrimp tank, and it's been very, very popular. It had a lot of positive reaction. The students love to come by and check out the shrimp and see how they're doing. Other students from other grades will come by and check it out. Parents are asking me about the tank and asking about my hobby, as well as I've been able to talk a lot about the ETAA, the East Tennessee Aquatic Association, and just sharing my hobby with a lot of people. I had someone here from our high school. The high school, I teach middle school, but the high school that we funnel into was here for something yesterday and saw the tank and was excited and was asking about the possibility of me helping with the tank up in the high school. So hoping to expand the hobby here at our school with anyone who's interested, and also considering looking at the possibility of maybe doing a summer club. Those are offered here, and I've been asked if there was one that I would like to do, and not really sure how I would do that with the aquarium hobby. Maybe like an intro to the aquarium hobby type thing, but trying to consider that. I don't know that we would be a go for this year, but maybe next year. Still involved in the ETAA online, but really I have not made it to a meeting in over a year, unfortunately. I have made it to the aquatic market a couple of times. That's our local, what is it everybody calls them? Swap. That was it, swap. But yeah, just trying to be as active as I can, but not having a lot of time recently. I'm at the school today to get some stuff done, so I thought I would film the tank. I was hoping to do a live yesterday, and one of my daughters ended up sick, so I had to leave. Let me take a look at the chat. Looks like Hannah is sharing about her tank. Oh, well, I'm glad you stopped by. I see that you had to go. But thanks for anyone who's here. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of work. I'll share with you what I have going on with this tank. I don't think I'll get interrupted. I tried to go live just a moment ago, and one of the maintenance guys stopped by to see what I was doing. And I thought I had canceled it before the live went, but it looked like it had started. So there's probably a live that started and disappeared. And I know it's Saturday, 10 o'clock. I don't even know who normally goes live during this time. So I'm sure I won't see a lot of traffic, but just wanted to catch up. I know many of you all are like me. You don't catch the lives all that often, but you still catch the rewatch. So if you're here and checking that out, thank you. Thank you for still being interested in my hobby. Let me tell you a little bit about this tank. So it's all from stuff from my house. The gravel I had at my house, the tank was a tank that we actually took in when we did a beta rescue a couple of years ago, a few years back. And so that fish, unfortunately, although I feel like we had nursed him back to health, he didn't make it. We ended up losing him later. And so this tank sat empty for a while. I had another tank I had thought about bringing. Need to do a little cleaning right here. I had another tank that I'd thought about bringing, but I like this one better. It does have the lights on the bottom, which I'm not going to use. But this light is a plant light. You can't really see it here. Let me go ahead and move that. We'll hopefully don't get dizzy. This light right here is a plant light that I had. At the base for it fits the aquarium well, and the light does a pretty good job of lighting the tank. I have all slow growing, low light plants in here. All stuff that you all, if you've seen any of my content, you know that I keep. So these are the dwarf chain swords right here. I just brought a small clump that I already had together. I love dwarf chain swords. I'm hoping the light's powerful enough to keep them that short. You all know that for a long time my chain swords were extremely tall, but switching to the aquarium co-op light and the the light that was I guess I had an old night crew. I'm using both on the 75 currently. You can see that we're doing pretty well. They've struggled a little bit since the move. As you can see, this shrimp's kind of chowing down over here. I've seen the snails eating a little bit of this plant. So just a little bit of melt from the move. This tank was very cold. I attempted this without a heater. As you can see, there's a heater that's right here kind of floating right now. That's part of what we're doing today. Going to be replacing that heater with one that I picked up. This came in yesterday. I want to show you the tank first. I'm not going to get it in the way. Coral Works, good to see you. Thanks for coming by. Let's see, what else we've got here. This is just one of my crypts. This is one of my smaller crypts. We're out of focus now. There we go. Grabbed that and brought that, see how it would do. I didn't really want to grab, there's not a lot of real estate room in this tank, so I didn't want to grab a lot of plants, mainly slow growing. I got a Java fern, which if you all have been following me for years, you know I've struggled with Java fern. So I've got some potassium here that I'm dosing. I've got some Anubias Nana Petite that you can see in several places. I'm trying to look if that is shrimp droppings. Yeah, not holes. Okay, good. Colors changed a little bit on these, I can see, but still growing. And I think this larger, at least larger in comparison to the Nano Petite, and I don't know what that is. I gotta clean that off. I believe this is, I never can think of how to say it. It's the coffee. It sounds like coffee. Hey, Scotty, good to see you. I don't know the name of it. Y'all tell me. But you know, I like a lot of Nubius. I've got the Barteri at home. It's huge. I need to cut it and share it with the aquarium club. But this one, I got this. I think I got that from Peck Tech a few years back when Josh and I, not Josh, Tanner. It was Tanner and I went to Sean's home and did a few things. He gave me a care package of plants to take with me. So I believe that's one that came from him. And I have the red root floaters, which you can kind of see the roots sticking down here. They're not doing so great. I think the bubbles might be a bit much for them. They're developing some holes, and so we'll see. We'll see how they do. There's also a little bit of duckweed, of course. With this tank, it's a little easier to keep it cleaned out, but it's there. Going to the Kentucky Bash. I don't know about the Kentucky Bash, Scotty. Is that the bluegrass? I've not been keeping up with what's going on as far as the events. I do know that the ETAA has our aquatic market coming up in May, and I'm excited for that. I've been telling a lot of people locally about that. But I'm not sure about the Kentucky Bash. Give me more info, please. Maybe. Sounds like fun. The driftwood here, I've had it for a long time, and just laying around the house. So I just kind of pieced it all together and shoved the Anubias in between so that it would hold. I originally had, you might have seen the early picture, I originally had a different sponge filter in here, but it was an older sponge filter, and it was just kind of, it was crusty. No matter how much I cleaned it, it didn't look good. I just didn't like it in the tank. So I went by Aquatic Marine, which is my local fish store, one of my local fish stores, but it's the one I frequent the most. Went by there and found that corner sponge filter and thought it would look great. So I picked that up. Now this tank has as far as inhabitants go, there were several ram's horn snails and apparently at least one pond snail that came across on the plants, which I was okay with. Wasn't sure how difficult it would be to take care of the tank here at my job. Yeah, John's Select Pet is a big part of it. Well, I'll contact John. I'm sure I'm sure it's connected to bluegrass. Yeah, I'll look into that. You never know, John may show up. He was giving me, I saw him on a comment giving me a hard time about it's time for long form content. Let's get something long form. Because over the last few years, I've really just posted a few shorts. I have nothing to show you. That's the issue. This tank I can show you because it's a work in progress. It's something I'm currently working on, excited about. I'm staring at it every day as I'm working. This is my desk in the front of my classroom. So I'm sitting here as I'm working. I get the sound of the bubbles, the water moving. I got the shrimp swimming around, and it's just peaceful. So it's something I can share with you all. I do plan on a big project on the 75. It's kind of why I've let it go, is because I plan on pulling out that substrate. I'm not happy with the various substrate that ended up in the 75, and I'd really like to replace it. I've been buying up some planting substrate, some aqua soil, and with some fluval, as I've seen it on sale. And so I have several bags of that now and plan on doing something with the 75. But it's a mess right now. As a matter of fact, I have massive pothos growing out of the bag. I set up some grow lights behind the tank and put some plants on shelves behind the 75. And the pothos that was growing out of the 75 have just taken off, and the leaves are really like that big on many of these. I'm going to have to, I'm going to cut it up, probably plant a few of them, and then also share them with the club. My hands are a little high there. You didn't get to see it. Oh, come down here. All right, so the leaves of this pothos are like this large. They're just huge. All right, so let me get to the work that I was going to do. Number one, there's an old thermometer sticker on this tank, and I've not been excited about that. And I saw this thermometer at a pretty good price on Amazon. You all know I'm a pretty thrifty aquarist. And it just looked cool. Oh, you can see 94 degrees. We'll peel off the sticker there. I like it, and it looks like it's got a sticker. I was looking at it early last night. I was hoping it was just like a magnet or something, but it wasn't. Got a sticker here. I'm gonna peel that off, and I want to put this on the side where I can easily see it, but it not disrupt from the view of the tank. Also don't want it right on the heater. So we'll set that. Give that a moment to adjust. I didn't read the instructions. I don't know about you all. And the shrimp in this tank, I just grabbed 6 shrimp from my 75, the colony in the 75. They're just my red cherries. This colony's been going, I was thinking about it the other day. So the colony now, I got cherry shrimp pretty early on. It's more than 10 years old, that colony. It was in I started off with those shrimp in my 10-gallon. I think I've added some over the years as we've had some left over at the ETAA. I've brought them in. So I've probably added some, but it's still the same colony that I started with. I did think that I brought in 4 females and 2 males, but as I've watched over the last 2 weeks, this tank's been set up for 2 weeks. As I've watched over the last couple of weeks, I'm not convinced that the 2 males were actually males. I think they may have been young females. There may be 1 male in here, but I don't believe there are 2. We might try to look around and see them. They do have the line down their back, so I'm expecting some molts. And as you can see here, I like to use the Zoom Ed Nano Banquet Block. That's what that is, the Nano Banquet Block. I like to use that. It puts calcium into the water. It helps with their diet with calcium. For me, it's worked really great. I've been very happy with it. I know the Aquarium Co-op has some, and I have those too. But I've used all of mine. I need to order some more. But the 75 is so overgrown, I've really not seen how well they've taken to it. All right, so we added a thermometer, and if I check the thermometer, I'm seeing 77.5 degrees. And so that'll lead into our next upgrade that we're doing on this tank, and that is a heater. I grabbed this heater from the house. I wasn't sure how big it was. It's a Sice? I think it's called a Sice, S-I-C-C-E. And I had it at the house. When I was part of the Amazon review program, they sent that to me. I put it in here, and I noticed that the red light indicating that it was turned on was on all the time. Got a package here, little baggie of little tiny suction cups. Sorry, that's noisy. But I was sent that for review, and I did a review of it, and it was great in the tank at the house. I had no problems out of that. But here, the light stayed on. It never turned off. And I've had it for a number of years now. It's been in several tanks. But the light never came off, so I knew it was obvious it was not enough to handle the temperature here in the classroom, which does get cold often. And I'm looking right now. The light's on right now. So I don't think this heater is turned off at all since I've put it in. And that's not good. Obviously, that's going to wear out the heater pretty quick. Heaters are the #1 things that seem to fail in our aquariums. I don't want this heater to fail in this tank, so I've been looking for an alternative. But it was getting too cold. I originally planned on no heater at all. I have to open this bag, so apologize for the sound. Of course, if you're like me, you kind of like the sound of that on a live stream. Whenever somebody will do something like this, I'm usually the ones that enjoy it. But I don't know how loud it is for you all, with it being a speakerphone. Thanks for the 5 likes. Hey, 5 viewers, 5 people involved on the live stream, and 5 likes. That's 100%. That's hard to beat. I'll take it. Hope you all are doing well. Miss you all. I've spoken with some of you over the last couple of years, and I have missed being a part of the community. Just haven't had the time. I do lurk still. I need to do better at commenting. I know how important that is to creators. I've been there. I are one. At least I was. All right, suction cups are added to this little heater. All right, let's take a look at it and see what we've got. Ooh, we gotta peel off some more film. You know, always enjoy that. There's not a little place to grab it though, so here we go. Is that nice? Oh, see, I tried to talk over it. I can't do that. So we do have a control here where I can set it. Probably have to play around with that some. And then this is the little heater. It's made for, I can't remember. It is a 25 watt heater, and it says 1 to 5 gallons. I believe this is a 5-gallon tank. Might be 7.5. So maybe I got too small of a heater. We'll find out. I think it is a 5-gallon tank. And so there's the heating element. It's supposed to be bust resistant. It's got a little guard here as well. Seats nicely. I like it because it's simple looking. I feel like this one's a little too big, especially for only being 6 watt. I don't know if I said that earlier when I checked it. When I got on and checked my purchases, it said it was a 6 watt. So we're going to remove that after. I need to unplug it so that it can cool down some, so that I can remove it. Let's get the lid off. One thing I've really struggled with is I'd like to run this tank without the lid. I've thought about it, but with the students, I'm just not that trusting. They come up to my desk and use hand sanitizer. I mean, hand sanitizer near an open tank? I don't think so. All right, this should be that heater. That was the light. Got a lot of wires here, tracing them down. There you go, there it is. Okay. Oh, that is the light. Wrong one. Let's see. Here's the heater. Yeah, I had one of my students, I teach middle school, I had one of my students come up to me this week and say, Mr. Norton, I love the shrimp tank, and I have told my parents that I want a large aquarium for my birthday, and I thought that was really cool. I love seeing students, kids get into the hobby. Over the years at the ETAA, I'm gonna leave that in there while it cools off. Over the years at the ETAA, anytime we have kids at something, they come to the aquatic market or something, I always try to make sure that they get a little more than they buy, just because I love seeing them get involved in the hobby. All right, so we're gonna sit this one in here, and I want this moved. Watch out, little shrimp. I like this location right here. I'm trying to put everything that I can on one side. I don't want it too close to my thermometer, which is currently reading 73.4 degrees. Forgot my towel. Let me go get my towel. Go ahead and grab all my supplies. I'm gonna be doing a water change while I'm here. Trying to stay up on these water changes with these shrimp. Small tank, so I wanna make sure they're taken care of. Scotty, I'll try to make it. If it's not too far, I know I've spoken with John, and I don't have something going on. I just, weekends are very busy right now. And like today, I'm here, I can only stay till about noon today at the school, so I gotta get to some work here in a little bit. But I've got a wedding this evening. I think next weekend might be the next ETAA meeting, and I believe it's Mitchell Broom going to be at the ETAA. So Mitchell Broom in Knoxville, downtown Knoxville. If you are not familiar with the East Tennessee Aquatic Association and you'd like to come see Mitchell Broom, check us out on Facebook. I've enjoyed every chat I've ever had with Mitchell and looking forward to seeing him. All right, so I got the heater in place, got a heater to remove. I thought I'd show you, this was my solution for keeping things, I just didn't want to keep a lot of bottles here, and time will be of the essence whenever I'm working on this tank. So I don't want to have to measure everything out. So the dropper ended up being perfect for me with Easy Green. This is for my dechlorinator, and then also the potassium, because, you all know, I've struggled with Java Fern, and I'm pretty convinced this potassium. I've got one growing pretty well in the 25 gallon, which is surprising now because not fertilizing regularly is part of the problem of why the 25 and 75 and 10 gallon are all a mess right now. But anyway, yeah, just trying to make it easy. So I picked those up. They were inexpensive. All right, I believe I can remove that heater now. I don't think, we'll see if it's damaged. Curious. It's ran for several days now. Not hot to the touch. And no swelling. And it was running. The light was red. So, I think that's a pretty good test of this thing. It does need suction cups. The suction cups were a mess, absolute mess. Could not keep it in place. They kept falling away, but seems to have done well otherwise. And it kept it at temperature, or at least in the range of what I was looking for. I do need to figure out, I'll have to read the instructions on this heater, because it just has a set button. You know how that goes. Means you got to hit it a certain amount of times to get things to do what you want. Oh, there's a normal mode. Okay, yeah, we'll set that up in a little bit. Multi-page instructions, a lot of instructions. So this is a Higer heater. It had great reviews on Amazon, and I've used a lot of their stuff over the years. They have so many different versions of everything, but we'll give it a try. I think it'll be a good one. Run that cord. Then I also picked up a few things. I kept having to bring, I currently can't find some of my aquascaping tools. I'm not sure why. So I decided to pick up some more since I had an order anyway. A little bit of scissors, a little bit of scissors. We'll see how those are. May have to take those home and sharpen them. They look blunt. That's kind of crazy. I'll have to look at those. But trying to keep the Anubias and things in place, ran into that. And I don't know this. Sorry, packaging's loud. Open this from the other side. It's got another staple. I don't know that this will be all that handy in here. It's way too big for this tank, I think, and I don't have any spaces large enough for it to be handy. So I'll probably use that, take that home and use it as opposed to here. I do have a smaller one that I can use. Of course, I've always used putty knives, little plastic putty knife from Home Depot. That's been my go-to working on substrate. I've got a number of those. I do have one of these, and they are handy when you're setting something up. These scissors, I'm surprised by that. They very much look blunt. I don't know that there's any bevel at all to them. You're just crushing a plant with these. Grab a piece of paper. And it's going to cut. That's a clean cut. Okay. I just don't see a bevel. Looks blunt to me, but we'll see. I do have some more plants coming. I reached out to somebody from the ETAA, and he's usually offering plants, bringing plants around all the time. And I said, hey, next time you got some trimmings. He said, well, I'm out of town, but I'll be there. I'll see you on Wednesday. So I'll have some more plants to put in here on Wednesday. We're going to do a little bit of trade. I'm going to share some of my Anubias Nana Petite. It's one of the things I love about the hobby, sharing. He said he didn't have any. I said, I got it. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got all 6 up here. So let's take a look at these while they're close by. Trying to get you focused. All right. Female right there. Large female right here. She's gorgeous. It's going to get too blurry, and the live is not. There we go. I'm seeing all females. Okay, this guy right here in the back, maybe male, right? Could still be a young female. Keeps getting blurry. This girl right here, absolutely gorgeous. She shines. Yeah, see that guy back there? What do you all think? I think it's a male. Not the best coloration. Not really going for that here with this tank, just introducing it to students. This guy down here, I think is, I keep trying to focus, it's not working. This always scares me whenever I see it. I think, this shrimp in particular, I think, oh no, we've got a ring. But it's not a clear ring. It's like green, which also starts to worry me. But this shrimp has that coloration on it. So I don't know. Just watching it, we'll see what happens. I've never had an issue with sick shrimp. So that guy back there, I think that might be the lone male in here. Sorry, it's kind of shaky. It's hard to get it to the right place. Keeps getting out of focus. I'll try to make a video. I can get closer. I can control the, I'm looking over at the computer. I can control the camera a little bit better if I do a video than a live. But yeah, they've been doing well in here. See that coloration? See all the lines? I think it's interesting, as long as everything's okay. Yeah, they're pretty active. Snail over here. Y'all know me. I enjoy my snails. This guy, this snail was tiny. When I brought him in, he was as small as my little finger's nail. And in 2 weeks, he's gotten twice that size. It's crazy. So something's going right in here. And he's going to move out of frame. There's a pond snail. Scotty, the family's doing well. Girls are very busy. They keep me busy. We've had a lot of sporting events. That's why the weekends have been so busy. But yeah, everybody's doing well. Thanks for asking. need to catch up with some people. I've been on a few live streams recently. You know, once you start messing with your tanks, you start wanting to talk about them and catch a live stream and have a few minutes and jump in. I always feel bad jumping in, jumping back out, but it's fun, catch up. Made it to a couple of Bob's streams, Steam Fought and the Steam Fots live stream, apologize, and enjoyed that. Didn't have a lot of time though. A lot of new people there on the live stream. A lot of names I didn't know. So that was cool. It's always great to see the hobby growing. And then Corey's live stream yesterday, when I got in the car, oftentimes I'll turn something on YouTube and listen while I'm driving, not watching, but just listening. And I saw that he had a live stream, so I turned it on. And then when I got home, I got on there for a little bit. So, but not caught a lot yet recently. Not caught a lot recently. My old job, I used to work from home a lot, and so I have a lot of free time in between stuff where, you know, take my breaks, and I'd have 15 minutes here, or take a lunch break, and I'd get an hour lunch break, and so I'd schedule my day around some of your all's live streams so that I could participate. And that's not an option now. I'm pretty busy throughout my day, planning, still working on curriculum and stuff, getting used to everything, and so it's taking a lot of time. All right. Well, I need to go. I'm gonna go ahead and do the water change, and then I will have to go get water. So I'll have to leave you alone for a little bit. So you'll just get to chill out and watch the tank for a few minutes. I got a little bucket, not changing much water, and so I'm able to use just like this little. You probably see me back here. Little Home Depot bucket. Students naming shrimp. They've left suggestions. I've told them I don't name my aquarium pets because that's usually when they die. So it's a rule of my house. But I told them if they wanted to name them, that's fine, but I'll never name them. Get a little siphon going. One thing I like about this net is this light is I can move it. So I can get it out of the way. I'm not really going for vacuuming, but we'll hit a few spots here as I got some flow. I would like for that shrimp poop to make it down into this tank substrate so that I can grow some plants. Oh, I did pick up some Christmas moss. I never see Christmas moss myself in the stores, and they, my local store, Aquatic Marine, had some. And so I put some in here. I also have it in a little container at home under a plant light, and I am trying to grow it out. It wasn't in the best of condition. Most of it was brown once I got into the little container. So, yeah, see if I grow some out of it. Like I said, not really looking to vacuum. Just moving a little bit of water. I did not plug up that heater, those of you who are wondering. And I may reposition it. I prefer to keep my heaters low enough that when I do a water change, I don't have to unplug my heater and keep it running. The element though is further down. I don't know if this plastic part's okay. I need to look into that. If as long as I drop the water, as long as I don't drop the water down to where the element is, I would think that's okay. I don't know, I need to do a little research. That's about all the water I'm going to change in this. I have already changed the water once in this tank this week. I just want to get on a Friday, actually not Saturday, a Friday schedule of changing the water so that I can do it at the end of the week. but wasn't able to this week, as you all know, because, or you may have seen, I had to cancel that live stream. Oh, thanks, Scotty. I'm humbled that people are asking about me. I'm good. I've tried to reach out every now and then, let everybody know I'm just super busy. Not doing a lot of hobbying nowadays. Most of my free time's in preparation, and I've also, I don't know how much, I don't remember how much I shared before, but also had some. My dad had been sick for a long time, and he passed away this past year. And so just a lot of stuff with family, making sure spending time with siblings and just things like that, trying to stay connected, and just haven't had as much time. But I have been around. I do know that over the last couple of years we've had some losses in the community, and I also mourned those losses and struggled with whether or not to show up and say things, mainly because I didn't want to make it about me, right? I hadn't been around, so but yeah, we've had some losses. Well, thank you. It does mean a lot to hear that I've been missed. I miss getting together with Tanner once a week, and just talking with you all and hanging out and talking about the hobby. It's something I still hope to get back into. I don't think I'm done. As a matter of fact, when sharing the hobby over the last couple of weeks with this tank has really given me a drive to get back into that. I'm trying to free up my schedule for to be at that Mitchell Broom ETAA meeting. I really want to make it out to that, and I've got the next aquatic market on my calendar. So all these things are important to me. Want to try and make them happen, but with everything else that's been going on, it's been crazy. Been tough to get to it. All right, I'm going to go get some water so I can put in this tank. And hopefully we'll get that heater started soon. So I will be back. Enjoy the bubbles. closing my door, thinking that I'll keep someone from coming by while I'm live streaming. There's a lot of people moving around campus today for some reason. Probably gonna have to get more water. Oh, about to make a mistake. The bucket barely fits in the sink that I have closest to me. I think I'm gonna start going down to the lab in order to get water, or dechlorinator, right? Or maybe I'll use a cup to fill up the bucket. I can only get very little amount of water in this bucket the way that it fits in the sink, because I'm using one of the restrooms here. But if I go down to the lab, there's the high neck faucets, and that'd probably work better. But I didn't plan ahead for that, so I may have to go get more water. Probably would have been easier to go to the lab. Just going to use my hand to keep it from pouring straight and disturbing everything. There's a little piece of duckweed in there. Y'all, I hate duckweed. Anytime I see people asking for it, it's like, no, never. I never ask for duckweed. There's a little bit in here, not much. I'll let it go for now. Parameters have been good, although admittedly I'm not convinced of that. I need to, it's pretty close. I just need a little more water. My strips are so old, I don't think they're reading. If they are, this water is like neon pink hard, and that's possible. I've shared this over the years. We have extremely hard water around here, but I don't think it's that hard. I think my strips have just gone old, so I need to get some more. But I'm thinking about making an aquarium co-op order, so I'll probably just get some of those strips then. But I'm not worried about it. Everything seems to be fine. I'm not seeing any issues. Everything came from existing tanks. That's the thing that has always, I'm a firm believer in. Like, if you'll use substrate or wood and plants and things from existing tanks, the whole cycle, this tank is 2 weeks old. I put everything in it, and after a few days, I saw no ammonia and very little nitrates. As a matter of fact, I've been dosing a lot of fertilizer in it. I mean, it's an instant cycle, basically. I didn't have to wait on it. So if you get stuff from existing tanks, it just works. I did see, I think I saw this, tell me if I'm wrong, I did see that aquarium co-op's now selling bacteria. Like, it was in a little bottle with the ceramic rings in it. That's interesting. I've talked to my local stores about that quite a few times. Like, take gravel and put it in some pantyhose or something and give it to people to put in the new tanks when they sell it. So it just works. It just works. Let's see. Even if you can't stay. Yeah, I read that one. How is Tanner? We talk infrequently. We've just both been so busy. Last I spoke with him, he was well. It took a few days before he answered me, and then it took a few days for me to answer him, and then ultimately, we've kind of lost contact recently. But I did see him. I still follow the Music City club that he helped start, and they're still going. So it looks like everything's going well there. I mean, now Tennessee, we have Chattanooga, Knoxville, which is East Tennessee, and Middle Tennessee, which is Nashville. So we've got those three clubs seem to be going really strong. Obviously, Chattanooga's been around a long time, but a lot of people in our area would go to Atlanta and Chattanooga, so it's great to have something here as well. He last I spoke with him, he was doing well. I've not caught him in Knoxville lately, and like I said, I've not been at the club much. I know that I think he made it to something not long ago, I know he wasn't able to make it to the last aquatic market. Just busy, a little bit of a career, a lot of things going on with his career as well. Funnel with a hose attached from an auto repair shop. Yeah, I could do something like that. I was thinking about that while I was in there. I don't want to bring it back and forth, so I'd probably want to get something else or get another one. But I have one of those rubber, it goes on the end of your, I'm forgetting the name of it. What is the water change system that we all use? They use green on everything, not Aquarium Co-op. Python, the Python. I have one of those which would fit the faucet in there, the rubber one that goes over and you tighten it, but not my hose because I'm using a small, a really small vacuum to do this. It really would just be easier for me to go down. I'm on the top floor. I just have to go down a floor to the lab and use that. That'd be the easiest thing. And really, I'm almost there. I don't even need as much as I brought in just now. But I'm gonna go get that. I'm gonna go get a little more water, and I'll be right back. But yeah, I most likely will start going down to the lab. All right, we'll put a little more water in here. I think the heater, small heater, it should be fine. It should be the temperature now. But I'm really excited about this opportunity to maybe create a club at the school for the summer. Those are, I didn't really have an opportunity to say anything when Corey was answering me. I asked a question about that on his live stream yesterday. But he was talking about how long the club would last would be a factor in what he did. And I wasn't able to chime in with any more information. But it's only a week. It might be 2 weeks. It's not very long. And that's part of the problem is like creating something. Obviously, I can set up a tank with stuff that I already have and make something they can kind of see. And I'm thinking it would be more like an introduction to setting up a natural tank where we go through the process and I allow them to get their hands dirty. Especially if they decide to put one in the high school and I can use that space. I'm not really even sure that that's a possibility with that. It's early stages of this, thinking through it. But I did like the idea. He brought up using it was a video that he did on setting up an aquarium in 60 days or something. So I could definitely use that and might even use some of the clips. All right, so my thermometer on the side, the new one that I added, says 72 degrees. That heater says it's 68. So, or is that what it's set on? Let's see. No, that's the set. How do I change it? Okay, timely set. Says it's normal temperature. Okay, now this is changing the temperature that I'm setting. I just want it in, I'm gonna say 78. I think 78 will be good for these guys. It gets cold in here, so I gotta keep in mind this heater's gonna run a lot. So the heater is currently reading 68, and this thermometer is saying 72. If this heater, if what I'm seeing is 68, if that is the current reading. I don't know, I have to play with that and see what's going on with whether that is giving me the current temperature that the heater is reading or not. I don't know that it is. All right, let's see. Is it only for shrimp? Yeah, this is, my intention here is for this to only be a shrimp tank. It's a small tank. It might only be 5 gallons. It also may be 7.5. I need to look it up. I keep planning on doing that, but I haven't done it yet. It is, I measured it with my phone the other day, and it said, I don't believe it though. It said this is 15 inches. I think it's more like 12. Here, let's do this. I have a sheet of paper. It's not even 12. Look, that's an 11-inch sheet of paper. So that is less than 10 inches. What is that, 8 maybe? 8 inches? Well, we can do that. This is 8, right? A little over 8, 8.5. Is it 8.5 by 11? So I'm looking at 9 inches wide. 9 inches wide. Let's do that. Let's say that's 8.5, and then tall, 9 by 9. So I got a 9 by 9, and it is cube, so it's going to be 9 deep as well. So I got a 9 by 9 by 9. Let's get that volume. Survey says 3-gallon tank. 3-gallon tank. Okay. Wow, 7.5 would be good size then, right? Okay, so 3-gallon tank. So yeah, shrimp only. Shrimp only. I am hoping to see some breeding in here, trying to make the conditions right for that. But it's a small space. I do have a lot of students asking me about fish. And I know there's some micro species that maybe I'm not willing to, I don't want the tank to become something that I'm having to do multiple water changes in to keep things happy. So I don't plan on putting any fish in here. I also would like to put a larger tank in my room at some point. I did speak with administration about that, and they were like, well, we're okay with this one. Let's talk about that when we get there. So I've got the 20 long I'd like to put in the back of my room. But, you know, maybe I save that and it becomes part of that summer club. As far as dosing goes, I'm just using Easy Green. I am probably dosing too much based off the fact that I thought the tank was about twice as big. So I may cut back on that some. The plants are looking good. Everything seems to be doing all right. I see some new growth going on here, as well as some stuff that's melted back, like I said, with the chain swords. Alex, I don't know that I said welcome. Thanks for coming by. You asked the question about is it only for shrimp. There are some snails. I believe in snails. I think snails are great for cleanup. Got another pond snail right here. Might be the same one. I'll probably remove the pond snail. I like the ram's horn in here. The students are pretty excited about them. This pond snail's really interesting. It's mostly clear except for the end of its shell. So its newest growth is clear. I wonder why that would be. I know water chemistry affects that. that's all the work I'd planned on doing today. I might dip out some of this duckweed that I see floating around just because it bugs me. Maybe not, maybe not. Maybe I'll leave it for now, just to make sure things are in balance. Right now, I'm just looking to make sure things are growing. As you can see, there's a little bit of Java moss over here. I just grabbed it out of a small tank that I had. Thought I'd bring it. And then there's a little piece of Christmas moss right here. There's a few pieces here or there. There was a piece back there, but I don't see it anymore, so it's moved around, maybe when I change the water. But yeah, this is my little piece of happiness right now with this aquarium being in my classroom. I can work here. I'm sitting right now in my chair, just looking at my desk, which is a mess, as I've got a lot of open boxes and stuff from things that we just added. But yeah, I love the noise. Although the air pump, I may replace the air pump. It's an older pump. It's missing a leg. It keeps vibrating, which you can hear right now. The corner sponge filter, I'm really liking that sponge filter. It sits back in the corner. One thing that I wanted to do with this tank was I want to be able to enjoy it, but I also wanted the students to be able to enjoy it without coming behind my desk. So having that sponge filter there in the corner has worked out. Plus, I've already told them, if we end up with some shrimplets, they'll be all over that filter. It is a brand new filter, so it's not seeded or anything. For those who are thinking about setting up a tank, and I put shrimp in this pretty quick. I'm a firm believer. Let me be clear about this. I'm a firm believer that shrimp need an established tank to live a nice, happy life. The only reason why I was willing to put shrimp in this tank right away is because the rock, the gravel, the plants, the wood, all of this came from existing tanks. And I carried it over in a bucket with tank water. And so I set the tank up, I put everything in place and filled it up. And immediately, the tank was ready to go. It already had bacteria colonies in it. I gave it a few days as I watched to make sure I didn't see any type of spikes, as I did drop some food in it because I wanted to keep the bacteria fed and keep everything going. And everything's been great. The only concern I have is that one shrimp. I don't see anything on any others. That one shrimp with that line around the middle. But I think it's just that shrimp. I don't think it's actually having a molting problem. We'll see. I'm keeping minerals here in the water in order to try and keep that from being an issue. The water chemistry here, I need to get new strips. I thought my strips were good. I'm not convinced of the readings. So my strips may be old. I don't know what the shelf life on those are, which they could always get moisture or something in them that would cause an issue. I've gone over an hour here. I've kind of given an update, shared on things, caught up with a few people. Thank you all for coming by. Oh, I just saw Mexicali Fish Keepers here too, or was anyway. You may be gone, I don't know. But thank you for stopping by. I really need to get caught up on what's going on in the fish fam. Where I'm not on, the algorithm's not showing me people that I know all that often when I get on this account. Yeah, that's what's going on in my hobby right now. We'll see about future videos and things. I do have a video that I'm working on with the setup of this tank, showing that process a little bit, not a lot. I didn't film everything. I actually jumped right in and got the tank going and then got excited about sharing it. So the tank was up and running before I filmed anything. But trying to get a few things out there just to share. And like Scotty said, I'll try to chime in from time to time in the live streams. Nothing else, just to say hi. But I hope you are doing well. I hope you're enjoying your hobby. Sometimes we go through times where, that was redundant. There are periods in our life where we go through times where we can't spend as much time on our hobby and we maybe feel like we don't have much to share. But it's always great to catch up with everyone and to, just share what we're passionate about. So I hope you're enjoying your tanks, and I'll see you later. There's no button to end this. I have no idea. I guess I just hit the X. We'll give that a try. See you later.